the makeshift studio, it's getting redone. We're in the off season, so if you're sticking with us, you're going to see a whole lot of change in the next 7 months until the season.
You guys can be part of the journey.
Yeah.
You know, you see everything take place and be like, okay, that came a long way.
Yeah. We had a studio. We lost it. We're getting one back. It's happening.
That's a process, people.
We got the shit. We got the tools. Shit, it took us 6 months to get a soundboard. Like, silly. Like, you know, just get it functional. And it's, you know, looking back, like, my reflection of the season was I had a lot of fun, but it was the worst possible outcome.
Yeah, for me, too. I mean, even from a betting perspective, it wasn't that great.
No.
And, you know, we did have some excitement. You know, our Lions did well.
Yeah.
Your Bills, they didn't do bad.
They came back, yeah.
They came
Turned
back,
it up
yeah.
second half.
You know, it was peaks and valleys, I'll say.
Oh, for sure.
But, you know, it's NFL, it's football. You know, if you're a football fan, I'm sure you enjoy something about the season.
Yeah, yeah.
NFL football, that is, too.
There was quite a few games I definitely relished in. And, yeah, I mean, mistakes were made. They were definitely made. And this is the time to look back and think of the future because, you know, we have 9 months to prepare. We want to prepare a better show for you guys. We want to get better picks out. And overall, we just want the content to be better, and we want to hit bets. We want to get rich off this.
Yes.
So, you know, my thoughts about the Super Bowl, I really did think it was, like, an awesome game. Like, it made me sick to my stomach to watch an awesome game between two teams I hate.
For me, I mean, it was, you know, the Super Bowl is just a phenomenon, basically, all the time. So it was one of those games where, you know, I'm going to watch it regardless of who's in it. I like to see what the big noise is about, like all the commercials, who did the halftime show, who's singing the Star Spangled Banner, you know, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's just a spectacle.
Coin flip.
Yeah. I know people lost and won money off that.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't bet it. I did not bet
I didn't
that.
touch it either.
Yeah.
And if I was going to touch it, I was going heads, and it did hit heads, of course.
Of course.
I wonder how many people bet the overtime that it was going into overtime.
Right. And that was like plus 2,000 or something, plus 3,000. It was a good bet.
That was a good bet, man.
It just sucks. Can't take it away from the Chiefs. They're officially a dynasty. Patrick Mahomes is on his way to become one of the greats, if not the greatest of all time. Only Tom Brady, I believe, has 3 Super Bowls before 30, if not anyone else. Still like Andy Reid. I like the team. It's just Patrick. I just not unfavorable personality, and maybe one day that'll switch around and I'll, you know, go heel like I do with Russell Wilson. You know, the Danger Witch man himself.
So let me ask you too. Do you think Patrick Mahomes? You think you could hang out with him? You know, have a beer with him or a couple shots.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah.
You think he's that type of guy where he's pretty cool?
He's probably chill.
Good character.
I don't know. He's just a little bit of a dweeb, but I'm not here to speculate on character. The game was great. The fumbles back to back early on. I thought that made it exciting.
Yeah.
It kind of kept it. You know, another comeback win for Kansas City. Another, you know, underdog win for Kansas City. So his line as a dog just looks crazy now. He's like 12-1-1 in like the last 14. And the field goals. There was a lot of field goals in this game that hopefully, you know, Dan Campbell took note of as a Lions fan.
Right. It kept both teams in the game.
Yeah.
It kept both teams in the game.
And even when they missed one, they kept kicking them.
Yeah. You know, they kept with, you know, how they should have been coaching the game, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought the game was really close, really exciting. You know, those couple turnovers kind of balanced things a little bit, in my opinion. But man, when you give Patrick Mahomes time to, you know,
the ball
to score,
score
when he has
and win the game.
Yeah, he does it every time.
Yeah, that's like telling Kobe, make this free throw.
Yeah. And we called it right. We said, you know, we thought that
so Kansas City was good. We were sad about it. We did the show drinking sad. It was a sad day. But I really am excited for next season. there's excitement now with the Lions, the Bills.
Yes.
The Commanders are going to have a better season. They can't win 4 games again. They're going to be okay.
Honestly, every team, I feel like, is going to be better.
Yeah.
Every team.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of, and for me, I think the Bears are going to make a big improvement, but we will talk about that soon. Let's talk about the awards, because there was a couple surprises for me. I think the biggest surprise had to have been Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Flacco, winning.
Flacco came
over a man who died.
Right.
So, and you look at the first and third place voting, it was basically like, if you didn't have DeMar 1, you didn't have him on your list. So it was highly contentious for a guy who was minus 330. He suited up over the year, but I guess dying doesn't get you the award and playing again. So,
well, I mean, we have to give it up to Flacco, though. Flacco came in he had been playing for the last 2 or 3 years, and, he was just making plays for Cleveland. Out of nowhere. Even when I saw him in the lineup, I was like, oh, that's an L. That's a loss. Flacco's not going to do anything. He had, for the time he was there, he had a decent season. Now, I did think that your boy was going to get the Comeback Player of the Year award.
Yeah, I thought DeMar probably should have. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel it's either or. I'm not like terribly upset. I didn't bet it. That was our beginning of the year. Like, minus 330. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it.
And I know people who probably put serious money on that. So, a big thing I noticed was just the Browns and Texans just basically owned all the awards.
I know, right?
You got to see, like, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, sweep offensive, defensive rookie, Myles Garrett's Defensive Player of the Year, Stefanski and Schwartz, Coach of the Year, Assistant Coach of the Year, and obviously Flacco with that. It's like, okay, where's the room for everyone else?
Yeah.
And I don't think people got gypped necessarily. Jalen Carter missing games at the end of the year. That hurt him.
I thought it did.
And they were even going to say, what's his name? Kobe Turner on the Rams. He had a really good year, but, he's sitting with Aaron Donald in the trenches, so
right,
kind of helps him out.
I don't know. I kind of felt like the Coach of the Year, it could have went 3 different ways to me.
Yeah, it could have went to also Texans coach D'Amico Ryan,
of course,
and of course our very own Dan Campbell, and even if you wanted to go to like Shanahan or a couple of them other coaches, I mean, shit.
But I guess the adversity that Cleveland had to deal with, I think they were thinking about that.
Yeah,
losing your number 1 quarterback, your number 1 running back. Ooh, what I mean, that's
ugly.
A lot. That's a lot. So he did a good job. He did a great job, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a little disappointed that they lost to who they lose to? Houston like that.
Houston, yeah, they got smoked by
goodness,
Houston.
They got smoked.
And it was Joe Flacco, Comeback Player of the Year, who blew that game.
He did. He threw at least 2 interceptions.
2, like a pick six, one that was at like the 20. So, count that as the second one.
The coach did a great job.
Yeah, and then Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year, I had no problem with. I looked, at the beginning of the year, I was like, because me and you do this show, if you want to go back, you can see what we chose. I believe it was our second show of the year. The first one might have been the fantasy one. Mm-hmm. We were wrong, I think, on every single thing we picked here. you might have took Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year, honestly. But I don't think we weren't looking at Lamar, because you didn't even have him in your fantasy rankings top 5.
I really didn't, man.
I was like, what?
Didn't somebody have McCaffrey, though, Offensive Player of the Year? I think that might have been a given for one of us.
I don't think so. I think it was just like Josh Allen.
Okay.
But I think CMC deserved that award, and I also think Lamar deserved MVP. But that went without saying basically at the beginning of Week 18.
Yeah, no question. It was
like you looked at the resume and you're like, yeah, that matches. Yeah,
he deserved it. I mean, both of them deserved it. I mean, Lamar had a great season, and I was still a little disappointed in his playoff loss.
Yeah, again.
I don't think he was Lamar in that game. Not to say that he lost them the game, because it was a couple plays that were not made by certain people.
Yeah,
and I won't say any names. That kind of lost them the game, but I don't even think their defense played that well either.
I don't know. It was a close game, 17-10. I can't take it away from them. It was close until
when they needed
the end.
to, I'll say that.
Yeah, but just, everyone who basically got their awards, I'm not gonna sit here and be like they didn't deserve them. Like,
oh yeah, that is well deserved.
I had no money on any of it. We look back to our divisional winners. I believe we both went 5 of 8. I had Tampa Bay as the biggest dog at 7-1. We both had Detroit, San Francisco. We had the Bills and Chiefs. I think we were wrong everywhere else.
Hey, that's what the NFL is. It's parity.
Oh, I think you had one of the other ones, right? Maybe. I'm trying to think.
I wanted to talk a little bit too, not too,
absolutely.
not too
Go
much
ahead.
longer, but
We got time.
too much long, but about the Hall of Fame class of 2024. I wrote it down.
Please.
Dwight Freeney, well deserved. Devin Hester, well deserved.
Yeah, some people don't think he's first ballot.
I mean, he's the best.
He went to a Super Bowl. They went to a Super Bowl because of defense and special teams.
And he was primarily all of the special teams. Andre Johnson,
well
deserved. Julius Peppers. I was kind of like iffy on that one, but yeah, I guess Julius deserved to get in there.
Yeah,
he got enough stats for that.
He had a good career.
Patrick Willis.
Oh yeah,
San Fran, definitely.
Yeah. He only played like 8 years too. He didn't play long.
Exactly, that's true. Randy Gradisher, Senior. I'm not too familiar with him. I should have probably did the research on that, but he made it.
No idea.
I'm familiar with Steve McMichael from Chicago Bears.
I'm a little too young for that.
He was a beast. He was part of that, that 85 Bears. I mean, he's had a very good career too, but, in particular that year, those few years that they were really, really good, he did his thing. So, yeah, I mean, these are well-deserved names. And, for those that haven't been to the Hall of Fame in Canton, at the museum, go to that. It's a special place. They have the bust of the players. It's a great experience to go to that. Honestly, if you can, I mean, especially if you're in Michigan,
old memorabilia from 1900 games and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. They got the the original
the first football helmet. Yeah, I was gonna say like that.
Man,
you want to see what these guys were killing each other like in the day?
Right.
Don't call them. I get why people call the game soft, but also these were guys built like plumbers.
Right. They may have been plumbers too.
Yeah, they might have been plumbers.
They
nowadays,
like 2 or 3 jobs.
Now you guys got basically certified animal like. These are hybrid men.
Yeah.
These ain't me and you, Dre.
They're different.
Never
breed.
question how built different they are.
And tough. It's just a lot of toughness that you have to have. I think if you play the football in any generation, you have to have a certain amount of toughness.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, and nowadays they got to play even longer.
Yes.
Like 18
More
weeks
game,
is crazy, I think.
Yeah.
But back in the day, they played, 13, 14. And I think even some years it was like 12 games, I want to say, in like the early, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Early Super Bowl era. Crazy.
And it's a full-time gig. And by full-time, I mean,
practice.
After the season is over, yeah.
Yeah, off-season.
You got to be on your grind if you want to be the best.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's silly.
But we can move on.
All right, let's move it to I planned a little game today before we talk about the draft at the end. I have 20 players here. They are all slated to be free agents, and me and you will both guess on whether they stay, leave, or get franchise tagged.
Okay.
Franchise tag, if you don't know, is basically the team puts an option on the player to keep them for one more year at a very high price, and then it's basically contract negotiation.
Right.
We'll start it off with defensive players. I'm going to start it off with my guy on the Buffalo Bills, Leonard Floyd. They have not used a franchise tag in the Bills the last 6 years, so I would say a no there. I say he stays.
I say he stays.
All right.
I give it a stay.
Yeah. We will go with a man who just got traded from the Washington Commanders, went on a Super Bowl run and lost, Chase Young. I have him leaving.
I got him staying. I mean, I think the defense.
They're going to restructure a good deal for him.
Yeah, just restructure the deal. I mean,
they got that much money in San Fran?
Probably not.
They got to pay a lot of people
they
at this point, right?
But I think defense has gotten them to where they're at.
Yeah.
So I think they should keep him.
All right. Third player on the list, Daniil Hunter. I believe he led the league in sacks this year. He was pretty damn near close to it. Minnesota Vikings. I have him getting the tag.
I'll give it the tag, yeah.
Yeah, I think they want to sign this cat. I'm telling you.
The Lions were interested in him.
I would say a lot of
teams,
people are
yeah.
going to be interested. I'd say 29 to 30 teams might be interested in this cat. He's game wrecker. Baltimore Ravens, Patrick Queen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's where I'm at. I think, you know how the Ravens are. They're kind of plug and pick. They got a lot of guys to fill in on that secondary anyway. And there's another player on this list we have to talk about anyway. Justin Matabuke. Defensive tackle.
Keeper.
He's staying?
He's staying, I think.
He's staying? All right. Yeah. I think he stays, too. I'm right there with you. All right. We haven't been too anticlimactic here. L'Jarius Sneed. Kansas City Chiefs. Does he get the franchise tag? Or does he stay or leave?
I'll give him the franchise tag.
He's getting the tag. I say he stays. He'll get a different deal. He'll restructure something. Brian Burns, Carolina Panthers. This guy has been on everyone's radar for like 5 years since they're always bad.
He goes.
Wow. Yeah. I say he gets the tag.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Antoine Winfield Jr. on the Bucks. I definitely think this is the top franchise tag candidate.
Yeah.
Top corner in the league.
I'll go with that.
Go with that sentiment. All right, defensive player, not my guy, but Josh Allen on the Jags. Stay, leave, or tag.
I say leave.
Wow. Another big they got to pay a lot of people in Jacksonville right now.
Exactly, yes.
Because you got to look at, and there's another player on here, too, that we'll have to name later that if he's staying, going, or getting tagged.
And then, I don't know what it is, but I just think their defense was shaky. Not to say he was at fault, but,
yeah,
you may have to change some things anyway.
Their linebacking core was garbage anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think they're going to just give this guy a crazy deal. I think he stays. And then last but not least, Chris Jones. Obviously, we had L'Jarius Sneed, who you think is getting tagged. Is Chris Jones staying or leaving? He's also been in the league a long time.
He has. I think he stays.
Damn. What, just like 1 year deal?
Maybe so. I mean, they'd have to try something because he was the heart of their defense.
In the playoffs, he is. I got him leaving. I just think, at some point, cap's going to become an issue. A lot of guys on that defense are going to get paid. Dude, Kansas City defense. Not only do they have they had a dwindling offense, which was still ranked top 5, they had a top 5 defense. It's nuts.
Yeah, man.
It is scary. All right, so that's the defensive players. We will go over offensive players now. First one for me, Cincinnati Bengals, T. Higgins. Stay, leave, or tag?
I think he stays.
I think he leaves. I don't think they're going to be able to afford a guy like that.
Really?
I think wide receivers, not to hate, dime a dozen, luxury position. Bengals need help at offensive line still.
They do.
And they need a little help in the secondary, so I think they're going to drop him. He'll go to somewhere that's needed. Detroit Lions.
He'd be perfect there.
Another big one, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans goes.
Okay.
I mean, they'll probably give him the franchise tag, but
yeah,
he's
it's either him or Baker getting the tag. Baker's on his last year too.
Exactly.
And it's like, who do you want to keep? A wide receiver you're paying 3 times more for, or Baker Mayfield, who was competent?
Well, I know wide receivers are a dime a dozen.
And Mike Evans is 11-year vet.
He is, but he's so special though, man.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had that great of a season without him.
I got him. He'll get tagged this year for me. I think he gets tagged. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Another guy very eligible for the tag probably. Michael Pittman Jr. on the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, I like me some Mike Pittman Jr.
Hell
man.
yeah,
I'm not gonna
he
lie,
rocks.
man. I say he gets the franchise
He's
tag.
getting the tag. I think he stays on a restructured deal. They don't have a number one really on that team, so I think they want to keep him at any cost necessary. This guy, I think me and you are going to be unanimous in our thoughts on this. Marquise Brown, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, Lord. I don't know if we're going to be on the same page with this one. I don't know. I say stay.
Really? Yeah. I think he's gone.
You think he gone?
He's gone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he wants to play with Kyler Murray.
Oh.
That would be my guess.
Is Kyler still going to be there, you think? Sure.
I think he might. Him or Fields are, and we'll talk about it too in the next 20 minutes. Him or Fields are probably getting traded during the draft. Those are the two likely guys getting traded during the draft. Baker too, maybe. A couple guys there. But, QB class deep, QB, in the NFL, kind of low on talent.
Yeah.
I think people are gonna bite at some guys this year. But I digress. We got 6 more guys to go over. Saquon Barkley, New York Giants.
He gone.
I think he gets tagged.
Really?
Yeah, I think he gets the tag. I think he got tagged the other year, right?
Yeah,
or no, he restructured the deal.
Did he restructure? You sure?
Thought he did. No, he must have not. Yeah, I don't think because I thought they offered him 3 years.
Right, yeah, and he didn't take it.
He didn't take that shit.
That's why I think he's gone.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
He's gone.
Team. Wow, another gone. Another guy. I think running backs are just like the most eligible to get the tag. I'll say he gets tagged. Derrick Henry.
He's gone.
Derrick Henry's for sure gone. Yeah, I don't see Derrick Henry staying. Austin Eckler.
I think he stays. I think he gets tagged. I'll say he gets tagged.
Okay, I say he stays. I don't think he gets tagged, though, because they'll probably tag Keenan Allen.
Okay.
I think he's probably more eligible because I think he was on the list, too, as a free agent.
Okay.
And we'll do 2 O linemen to end it. We'll go with our Detroit Lions, Jonah Jacksons.
Oh, my Lord, man. I'd love to see Jonah back, man, but unless they
they
might tag him.
I don't think they tag anyone. They really haven't either. They're kind of like the Bills, and they don't really tag people.
Players, yeah.
Just expensive to do.
Right, it is.
So
because you have to pay luxury tax.
Exactly. Yeah, you pay a luxury tax, and you pay the player more money.
Yeah, that's true. I love Jonah Jackson too, man.
Yeah, good lineman. I say he leaves. So.
No arguments.
No arguments. And last but not least, arguably one of the best OTs on the market, Tyron Smith. I got him getting tagged for sure.
I'll say
I got like 10 guys getting franchise tags.
Hey, it's a lot of tags to go around, I guess.
Yeah, one per team. So right. I mean, I named about one guy off a team. So
I'll give him the tag.
Give him the tag as well. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 guys getting the tag. You got 5. And
see, I'm a little bit more cost effective.
Yeah, I mean, we'll relook at this at the. We'll relook at this during the. We'll do it probably during the awards and. Divisional winners show.
Right.
I'll keep this safe and sound.
That's proof. That's receipts.
And we'll move to the final segment of the show, unless you got any other free agents we kind of want to talk about or anything. I think we can just
not really.
We can just follow it as it goes along during the off season. We're gonna continue to be back. We're gonna do draft stuff for the next probably 3-4 weeks. We're gonna give you a Masters show or 2. We're gonna try and get other people on eventually here.
Yes.
Trying to think what else we got planned. We got NCAA March Madness. Slate that for March 20th, the day after Selection Sunday. We will be here.
Exciting.
Giving predictions on the bracket, Final Four, title winners, upsets, all of that stuff.
That's such exciting basketball, man.
And then we'll get playoff basketball at the beginning of April, which is right after that, during Masters, basically. So we might be doing double duty here. All right, we got our draft. This is our first look, man. This is how you know football's over because people like me and you are still obsessed with it, are looking into, this is the background stuff. Like, if you're just like a baseline fan of the game, you watch your team and that's it.
Right.
If you're a fan of the game, you're looking at this because this is what really shapes teams' futures.
Yes, it does, man. And it keeps the NFL going.
Yeah,
You know, you bring the
youth.
talent in. Yeah, I mean, it's a young man's game.
Hell yeah! Look at their
Unless you're a quarterback.
Yeah, look at the
You're
average
Tom
career
Brady.
per player.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna list off, the 10 teams, in their respective draft order. The Bears have the number 1 pick, which they got from Carolina. The Washington Commanders, second pick of the draft. We're not getting a QB. New England, number 3. You can bet your ass they're getting a QB.
Right.
Arizona Cardinals, number 4. They might get a QB.
Depends on what they do with Mr. Murray, right?
Yep. Chargers, number 5. Giants, number 6. They need O-line help for sure. They were terrible. Same with Washington, too.
Right.
Tennessee, number 7. Atlanta, number 8. Funny for a team that was, on the line of the playoffs. Their 8th pick of the draft.
Yeah.
Chicago again with where they would have picked in general if they didn't have Carolina's pick. And the Jumbo Jets with the 10th pick. I will not go any farther. We will continue to break this down as time goes on. But, these were basically your worst teams. How fucking dumb do you think Carolina is for giving that pick away, man? Because clearly Houston won the draft when I thought I was dead wrong. I was like, they're idiots for this. What are they doing?
I think Chicago can be the darlings of the draft. This particular draft. I mean, they have the number 1 and number 9 pick, right?
Yeah, that's just
any other first round picks?
No, not first round. They might have a second rounder.
Okay. I mean, they can do some special things, man. But my thing with Chicago, and I talked about this before, do not get rid of Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields can work in this. Well, it's probably going to be a different system because didn't they fire the offensive coordinator? Or they still have the same one? Or what?
Eberflus is there, but I think the coordinator got fired, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just start from scratch. Give him an offensive line. Let's try to build the line.
Build the line or take Marvin, Harrison Jr. Like he's going early.
Exactly.
Like he's
definitely going
he
early.
might be the first pick, honestly.
Well,
and that's my biggest question. It's like if Fields stays, Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably the first pick of the draft.
Now, if he goes, it's going to be Caleb.
It's going to be Caleb or Drake May.
And I think Caleb and Justin are the same players in my humble opinion. I don't think
it's not going to help your team.
That's just what I'm saying. Yeah. I would keep Justin Fields. I don't know what Chicago is doing. I never know what they're doing.
He's entering year 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, rookie deal's done. I don't think he was awful this year. Also broke his hand, so no telling what really could have happened.
Well, do you think with Chicago's number 9 pick, what direction do they go in?
I mean, they just need so much help on the offensive line. I think that's where they would go. Yeah. I think they would go like Marvin Harrison Jr., number 1, and then baddest offensive line, if not the second or third baddest offensive lineman.
Yeah.
But I think the outlook for this draft. And, me and you can just kind of speculate here. This is the deepest QB class we've seen in some time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a clear need for consistent quarterback play in the league.
There is.
So people are going to bite, whether it's the Bears, whether it's New England. Arizona thinks they might need one. The Giants might even bite. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee for sure is probably biting for the 3rd year in a row. Tannehill's probably gone.
Yeah.
And then the Jets, they have Aaron Rodgers. Do they want to have, maybe the heir to him?
They need to.
And then there's just other teams that, you could really take that look at it. Let's look at the Rams.
Yeah.
They could take a look at a QB late first round, early sec,
A lot of veteran quarterbacks out here right now.
Yeah, a lot of
starters.
veterans.
Yeah.
And, how many of these 5 QBs, because I don't think anyone beneath these 5 go first round, how many of these guys do go first round? Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. I'd say at least 3 to 4.
I'm going to say 2 to 3.
Wow.
Go first round. Yeah.
I'm saying 3 or 4.
Now, it's hard because it is such a deep, quarterback draft. But also you have a few quarterback free agents.
You do.
Out here too. So, it's hard to say. It just depends on if all you need is a quarterback to get over to that next level.
And that's the thing. Some of these guys might have a QB. Like, look at Jordan Love right now, or like where Baker Mayfield is. And it's like, okay, we know this guy's here for now, but like, do we spend maybe a third, fourth round on like a J.J. McCarthy, Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis, even on Florida State's, you know?
Right, yeah.
He was decent. He's throwing to Keon Coleman. It wasn't like he was terrible. Your boy Sam Hartman's even considered top 10. Like, I would never draft a Notre Dame quarterback, but... Tua's brother, he's probably just going to get a nod because he's Tua's brother.
Right.
And he didn't play terrible for Maryland, in my opinion.
Well, I guarantee you that it's going to be a quarterback that we least expected to be successful in the league that's probably just going to blow up.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's going to be his rookie season or anything, but, you know, it always usually happens like that. So these top-tier, considered top-tier quarterbacks, we really don't.
Yeah, I mean, look at Anthony Richardson last year. He jumped up boards. I mean, all the way to a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. I remember because he was like late second round, third round, and it was like, no, this guy's actually the truth.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it too depends on what they do at the combines.
Yeah, or just guys who start catching on to film and are really like, oh, this guy has like. What do they call it? Tangibles. They have the tangibles. Yep.
Yeah. And intangibles.
Yeah. And intangibles. Yeah.
They, it's just gonna. We got to see what's gonna happen. I mean, but you're right. I think some of these teams are going to go the quarterback route.
I think a lot of them are early. I just think that's just that time. It's gonna be one of those drafts because last year was such a non-QB draft. It was, Bryce Young won. Stroud is awesome. Can't take it away from him. And then Richardson, I think, is awesome too, but easily hurt.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that got drafted early?
Last season, you're saying?
Jaron Hall or Jalen Hall.
Jalen.
He played half a game and got replaced by Dobbs.
Right. Quickly he did.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though. Kind of going to something I'm curious about. The Chargers, LA Chargers. What route do you think they take in their first round pick or picks?
God. Defense, I hope.
Well, I mean, their defense seems solid. Maybe a defensive lineman. I mean, I just think the scheme may not have been right, but they had names on that defense.
That's the thing. But some of those guys are getting old too. Like Khalil Mack's been in the league a long time.
Yes, and he wasn't really that effective last year.
Bosa was okay.
Right.
Their linebacking core sucks, but you're getting your best linebacker in the second, third round usually.
Yeah.
If not later. I mean, unless you're picking up I think Nakobe Dean last year was like second, third round.
Right. You think they need any help on the offensive line?
I think that's just one position you should always stock up on, and having a top 5 O lineman's never bad.
You can get an O line in the second, third round though.
And honestly, if it fell to them and everyone's biting quarterback, Chargers could be like, okay, Keenan Allen, goodbye. Let's get Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because I think he falls between picks 1 and 5. I think he goes to one of these teams.
Well,
except New England. New England is drafting a quarterback no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be Drake May would be my guess.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe the Chargers can package something and kind of move up in the draft. Maybe give a first round pick up. I mean, if they have a later first round pick.
Yeah, the Harbaugh era, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm excited to see that fail because the Chargers are just like they're like the Bills. They're cursed at this point, man.
I don't think it fails though. I think Harbaugh takes them. I'm not saying he's going to win Super Bowl.
It takes them to beat the Chiefs.
Ain't nobody beating the Chiefs right now
until
Patrick Mahomes slows his ass down. Or Andy Reid retires, one or the other. But I don't think I still got Kansas City may go to the Super Bowl next season, honestly. And I hate to say that, but damn.
Man. I mean, it's just weird off like the, what we just seen was one of the better runs ever. Like we always think back to the Giants 09 run, where they basically were a 7 seed, had to beat the 1-2 and be like another 1 seed, the undefeated Patriots.
Right.
And
exactly.
then, obviously, this was a crazy run. You beat the Dolphins at home, beat the Bills on the road, you beat the Ravens on the road, and then you beat San Fran in a neutral. Like that didn't get any harder for them. It was the hardest path pretty much of any team.
Right. I just did not see them going to the Super Bowl this season, man.
I don't think,
especially after the first couple of games.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hell.
And then we got to the Super Bowl and it's like, all right, guys, enough's enough.
Here we go. I'm going for Kansas City.
You're like, all right.
Well, I wasn't going for them, but we was just realist about it.
What is your perspective on betting them like in spreads next year? Because I'm still weary against betting like the really good teams. Like Bills were terrible this year betting the spread until the end of the year. They kind of turned it on.
I mean, you know how Kansas City does it, man. I'm just gonna follow the trend. I mean, like, the games we just said it about Mahomes. When he's not favored to win,
He wins.
He wins. You know,
Yeah.
what, -2 and 2.5 and under or whatever, something like that.
Crazy.
Something crazy. So he wins. I'm just following the trends. Most of the season, if they're favored, you know, by
Faded.
more than 3 or 4, faded.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then when they're not favored by at least 2.5 on down,
I
don't
took him.
fade it.
I told everyone to bet it on Christmas Day. 11. It was like 11, 12.5 against Oakland. They lost. That's how you know. That's how you know. Or Vegas, whatever you want to call them these days.
I mean, you know, there's so many trends in the NFL. It's hard to keep up with them, you know, a lot of times.
I think my strategy next year is really gonna stay the same. I mean, it went well for the lock picks.
Yeah.
But no more parlays, guys. We're gonna nip that in the ass. We're nipping that in the ass. I'm gonna start betting stuff that's like -500. It's over.
Man, the parlays will make you cry like a baby.
Dude.
That needs its pacifier.
Yeah. No more parlays, guys. We ain't doing that. Futures, get a good future, you know.
Hey, I'm down with the futures again, man. Forget that.
I don't like some of the futures. Like, I like some of the deeper odds when I was looking for, like, champion. But, like, if I really want to bite on the Lions and the Bills, that number is going to be available to me all year. Why not take that number when they lose a game or two, hopefully at the beginning of the year?
It goes up, yeah.
That's really all you hope.
Well, you know, you have to see, because the record, not the record, but the team, the schedule has kind of came out, who they're going to play.
Yeah.
Not the home or away stuff hasn't came out, but
home and away schedules are out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can kind of, you know, look at the schedules and kind of go from there.
Yeah, we're
you know,
already
see what you like.
Just a little wink. We're already working on stuff here. I started re-putting the folders together and that, and
right.
We're going to try and do what we did last year, but with a little bit more, but that's because we have a lot of the tools already prepared for us.
Now, let's not forget, too, the draft is going to be in Detroit, Michigan.
And that's why I want to end on.
We are in Michigan.
Yep.
We should try to go there.
We should.
maybe get some footage or something.
We should be there on day 2 no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think it's my sister's birthday weekend, so hopefully someone has a room down there.
Right.
And if not, maybe I just buy a room down there so I can.
Hey man, it's going to be
clown.
It is going to be bananas, man.
But yeah, I would like to do at least one little film thing down there.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just off the phone like it is today. Sorry guys. Number 1 in charge fucked up this morning. And then I got to the door and I was like, I don't have the SD card. All right.
And I didn't have his back. I didn't have an SD card.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just the technology. That's just almost like having a phone.
It's like not having a phone charger.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So
that's all right.
I'm slipping too.
Just happy to record. Happy to keep doing this. I knew this was the route we wanted to take, though. We're going to keep producing stuff and...
we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're gonna keep riding.
Are we going to get into any baseball this season?
God,
the MLB.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
It's up in the air.
There's
folks.
a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna work a lot on on football. I think that's really gonna be our primary thing.
Yeah.
And I think we're just gonna keep doing little fun shows to keep people in the loop and maybe keep average people, just people maybe clicking in.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time it's football season, I need y'all who are clicking in to share, like, subscribe. Tell all your friends. I want to do a giveaway or something this year. I want to do, like, a big pool with all the subscribers. Like, we want to do something for you guys, too, because that's, you guys are the ones who tune in. That's why we do this. Besides just doing it as the hobby and for ourselves.
Yeah.
You guys are the primary reason. We love you.
We love you guys.
I think we can leave it at that, though. We're going to give you a couple draft shows in the next few weeks, kind of give you guys our perspective on what could happen. And it's all speculative. We're no experts on this, but we want to continue to give you guys something.
Yes. And keep tuning in, man. Keep supporting us. We do appreciate you guys, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we do it for you guys first, and I think us second.
Yeah, literally. You ain't wrong. I think that will do it, I believe. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Shout out to the Chiefs. We really didn't want to see it.
Congrats.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.